I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Greetings and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Man in His Man. Hope you're having a top morning this morning. It is the day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. Just want to encourage you as usual on this bright and sunny morning. I will lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your foot to be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. The Lord shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Want you to remember that. Because if God be for us, then who can be against us? Whatever you're going through today, stop, pause, reflect, and give thanks for life. We have a very good one lined up for you today. We have part 2 of our interview with Mr. Lebert Halliman. But before we dive into that, we want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video, Trick Nick. Trick Nick is a Jamaican owned and operated company in Canada, and they use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products, and they're offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001 and you will get that discount. They're also giving you the book that they released on the 7th of December with their recipes to help you in preparing your meals. So check them out and show them some love. Also want to Big up one of our subscribers. He's a referee. His name is Dane Parchment. Yesterday was his birthday. So big up Dane Parchment on your birthday yesterday. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful one. And for everyone celebrating a birthday today, big up, big up, big up. Tomorrow, in fact, I think the owner of Trick Nick is celebrating his wedding anniversary. So when that comes tomorrow, that's New Year's Eve. Happy anniversary to you, Mr. Owner of Trick Nick. All right. Like I said, this is going to be a good one. Remember, we don't want to stop our video to ask you to like, to subscribe, and to share. So once you jump onto the stream, please ensure that you hit the like button, you subscribe to the platform, and you also share the content. That's the way you can support the work that we are doing here at I Am Sure Sports. Now, if you were sent a link by Mr. Alleman earlier, that's the wrong link, right? We have sent out the right one. So now you should have it. So don't worry. It was just an error. But now you should be getting the right one so you can watch the show, because I know many of you were upset that you didn't know that he was on. So he's back on this time and he's going to answer all the other questions that you may have had. And this time, I will allow him to speak and share as much as possible, ending up the high school story into the collegiate and then the club, and then give his perspective on football right across Jamaica. All right. So without any further ado, I want to welcome this morning to I Am Sure Sports to our Legends Corner, or Coaches Legends Corner, Mr. Lebert Halliman.
And good morning to all listeners. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making yourself available again. So I really appreciate you coming back on. Yeah, man. How was the festive season?
Take some rest. You know, I'm a hard worker, so I get a couple days, so I make the best use of it.
Okay, okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so last time we ended speaking about your coaching in the high school system. I mean, looking at the several schools that you're a part of, and I know you never concluded that story, but of particular interest is your tenure at Wolmer's, because there's a player there, they call him Carlington Clark.
Puppy dog.
Okay, puppy dog. What was it like coaching? Coaching that player. What was the experience like? And just give us, some talk about that whole Woolmer's time coaching. What you call it? Influential.
No, well, Puppy, when I was at Walmart's, Puppy dog was playing Pepsi. I think he went on to win Coles and Manning Cup. He played minor league for me. Craig Perch and Puppy dog, I call them the twin brothers. Um, he was an excellent player. He was from the army. His father was a soldier. So I think he ate a lot of ration. So he was very strong and skillful.
Okay. Yeah, very good player.
Very, very good player. Trust me. Very good player.
Okay. And I mean, did he have any success? Well, I know that he didn't win anything with that Woolmer's team that he was a part of.
No. Puppy Dog was much younger, you know.
Okay, okay,
When Puppy Dog came, it was Pepsi.
okay.
But he because of Craig Purge and the closest to Olmers, he ended up playing minor league for Barbican.
Oh, say played in a minor league team at Barbican. Why don't you? I mean, all right. So I know we don't want to be shifting stories from one place to the other, but you were talking about, I know when we concluded the last time, you were talking about at Heidel and then going back to Excelsior.
Yeah. I
Right.
went back to Excelsior and did 3 years, and then I left. I came back. I went to Idel and we won Walker Cup, beating Excelsior, and I came back the
So
following year.
you
to
left
Excelsior.
Excelsior, went to Heidel, and that Heidel team.
No, I took a break and
Okay.
then went to Idel in 2018. and we won the Walker Cup, beating Excelsior.
Who was upset at that time?
Who was upset?
Yeah. Were
Every
the
Excelsiorian. Every Excelsiorian. But they shouldn't upset because they didn't need me. And then 2019, I returned. And I reached a Walker Cup final with Excelsior. And they defeated us before the game started. The Excelsior people, what they gave to the team before match day and on match day cost us the game.
like, you want to expound on that? What they gave to the team?
You know, nutrition is very important. The day before, you're going to stock carbohydrates. They went for chips and KFC.
That,
And
that's the day before the final. The players were
yeah, day before the final.
KFC.
Yeah. And they wanted rice and fried chicken for lunch.
So wouldn't that have been digested? And the players and out of the system by the following day?
No, putting out of the system. And you see, that is one of the things that is plaguing Jamaican football. When the employer as a coach, they don't want to allow you to do your job. They want to coach the team, they want to pick the team, they want to tell the players which position they should play. And that's a problem in Jamaican football. The administrators are always getting involved in the technical aspect of the game.
Oh, is it the administration, or is it like the past student association that normally interfere?
The school put them in charge without probably checking their qualification out, what they know about football.
Okay, and you find this to be a general thing across schoolboy football in Jamaica, that administrators and
Not only at schoolboy football, at all levels. At all levels.
okay, so you believe that the interference of administrators, past student association, has a role sometimes in how successful a team is, or can affect the success of a team in football?
Definitely so.
But then what about those schools that the coaches complain that they don't have any support? And then people may say, if support comes, like, yeah, people want support. Like, what is the support supposed to be? Just give things without any accountability?
No.
How should it be structured? That because a past
With
student,
me,
yeah, go ahead.
I explained to my principal that all funding should come to the school, and along with the P department, they know it disperse. You can't have people just coming and they're bringing things and they're telling them. There's no accountability.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I see Horace Holmes saying here, Barbican crew, Mott Jeff says big up, coach. Yeah, man. And Ryan is here saying good morning, Sir Lebert Halliman.
Yes.
And Paul McCallum, big up coach, and Justice Halliman. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the 2019 you lost to St. Catherine, I think, in the Walker Cup.
Yes, we lost the Walker Cup to St. Catherine.
And you said that was primarily because of the interference.
Interference, definitely so.
Because the nutritional provision before the day before the game is what affected the team's performance.
Definitely.
Let me ask you this: of all the schools that you have been a part of in terms of coaching, which one you'd say that you were most disappointed that you didn't accomplish what you originally set out to do as a coach?
Calabar.
And why so?
The players every summer they went away.
Okay. Okay. But what about Woolmer? Seeing that a lot of the players, you'd have brought a lot of those players to Woolmer's from your minor league team in Barbican. And you never.
No, it's Woolmers to my minor league team. The
Oh,
other way around.
you took them from Woolmer's to your minor league team at Barbican.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So now, how did your minor league team at Barbican do?
We did fairly well. We won minor league 85 and lost it in the steroid room.
Right. I remember you shared that with us. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did fairly well. Always semifinals somewhere around.
Okay. All right. You're also not you're not only coaching the high school system, because in 2019, after that Walker Cup lost to St. Catherine, that was your last coaching stint in the high school. But you also coach at the intercal level, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your intercal coaching level, the different intercal colleges that you coached at, and what that was like.
That was, well, I only coach one intercal team. That was University of the West Indies. And I cherish those days.
Okay.
Cherish those days a lot.
Give
I
us
started in 1987, straight on to 1999. Freddie Green, who was the director of sports, asked me if I would coach UWI, and I said, I'm not sure. I would have to come and see what it is like. When I went there was a worker who was coaching the team, and the student didn't have any respect for him, and there was a lot of fight, and Motel Hall people should play over Chancellor Hall and Irving Hall. You know the politics on campus.
Yes.
So I went and I sorted it out. The first team had a lot of quality players. Yeah, Daddy Grant, Livingston Morrison, Michael Lewis, campus name, Nibbler, I think is Ordines is his name, Marcus Taylor, Patrick McLean, there's a fellow named Matta, Chris Williams from Proven.
That's Christopher Williams now, who is the APL.
Yes, Chris. And
a Taylor Hall man.
Johnny Russell, yes. Johnny Russell and company. We actually, you know, and sorry if I leave out his name. Fitzpinnock was the goalkeeper from Maritime. Fitzpinnock. We won the intercampus games in Kayville, and at the same time the Jamaica team was down there playing, and they said that our team should be the team that should represent Jamaica instead of the national team. We played some excellent football.
80 what? 86?
87.
87.
I had difficulty with the team at the start, you know, because Daddy Grant was saying that he didn't like the formation and so forth. So I said, okay, play your formation. At that time, I brought the stats team because we have just missed out and going to the Manning Cup final in 86 December. And after 25 minutes, they were under 5.
Who was under 5? You
were under 5.
You use your stats team.
Yes, that one 87. This was in January.
Okay.
We started the train the day after 86. We lost out in 1986. So everybody were together in January. So we played UA. And after 25 minutes, they were under 5 and the game was halted. And from that, I had no more problems. Never again. And
that's no more problem with the UA team because now they were willing to listen to you.
To listen.
Okay. So this is now 87. You won intercal in Jamaica. You went on to the
we didn't win the intercal. We win the all universities, St. Augustine, Kayville. We had the intercampus games in Kayville.
Okay.
And then after that, the first 2 years were in and about. And then from that, we took off. You know, we had players like Dr. Ronald Robinson at center half, Nickton Bedasi, Erwin Contreras from Belize. Wonderful teams. So we start winning from there. And then and then 91, we had the All City. You know, at the end of the intercollegiate, you have All City against All Rurals. The All City consists of GC Foster players, Michael, Exed,
Cast at the time.
Cass.
Yeah.
They always gave us problem. And we had some very good players. Even Dr. O'Neill Uncle, Shaba, who is now chairman of the intersecondary school sports,
Chairman
chairman
at itself.
for the Manning Cup.
Okay.
He's one of my center half.
That's the same 87 team are you talking about as the years?
This was in 89-90.
In 89-90.
The All City team, not the UE team, the All City Intercollegiate. After the competition, you have an All City against an All Rural.
Okay. So what you mean?
So we had players like those playing for the All City team. Then after that, now we had another group of excellent players. Even in the 1990-91, you had people like Astro, Brian Bramfield, Carlton Campbell, Bedasi, and Ronald Robinson. All of those players were playing. And we trashed the All Rural by wide margin. Then come 1993, we started to get a lot of overseas players. One, Dr. Winston Isles, TCB, Martin, there was another fellow from, and we just started to win. You had Dr. Carl Bruce came on board to manage the team, and he was a Taylorite. So after a while, he started to recruit a lot of players for Taylor, like the Donovan Ricketts, Snow, Lee Craft, a lot of Cornwall. You remember that Cornwall team?
Right.
So all of them were on campus. So it was easy. Every year we were winning the competition.
That's Lee Craft Letman.
Lee Craft Letman, left back.
Yeah.
Peter Scott, who was their captain, midfield. Donovan Ricketts, Michael Snow, Kerry Brimmer. All of those players were Taylor.
Right. You know, I always realize that a lot of the Cornwall players seem to, when they go to you, they go to Taylor. I don't know. Over the years, I don't know why.
Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce and Dr. Robinson. And the Manchester players too. They go to Taylor. The people from Monroe would go to Chancellor.
Right.
And the Chancellor people, boy, you have a black name, Black B. They want every Chancellor people to play. ER and Ital Chicken, they led the march.
So who are somebody like, I mean, because you spent several years coaching the university team itself, not just the whole team, but the university team, right? But outside of that 19, I think you said 87, was there any other thing that you won coaching there at the intercal level with the university team itself?
Yeah, we won the intercollegiate from 1990. I think it's about 9 years straight.
Really?
8 years straight. Yeah, man. Remember I tell you the quality players that came to us, you know. Yeah, the Erwin Contreras, the Bedasi.
So when did, because I mean, there's a time when the UTech started and GC Foster, maybe you weren't there at that time, you know.
When? No, man.
Just
UTech is regular 5 love.
Really?
You had people like Junglis, Mark Reed, all of those people playing for UTech. The fellow that I'm telling you, Erwin Contreras, is the best thing ever playing intercal football. And then after that, you have the Winston Isles and company, Kerry Brimmer, Peter Scott, Even Dr. Ronald Robinson played up to about 93, 94.
Okay, so you said that for around 9 years it was you were winning everything.
But at about 13 years, we won 9 times.
Okay.
Even with the intermediate league too. Because I tell you this, Ricketts could make the A team when he came.
That's
It was
goalkeeper.
Garnet Daly was the goalkeeper, probably the best goalkeeper we never keep for Jamaica.
Garnet Daly.
Yeah.
Which high
Came
school?
from Campion. You
Campion.
had Undell Williams. You had what's the name? Gary Peart. And those, even though they are big in corporate, you know, they are good footballers, you know.
Okay.
Gary Peart from Mayberry. They are big footballers used to live on Taylor. Undell Williams. Even Dwayne Richards from Yardy Sports. Buzzing B. Yeah, man, we dethrone Portmore. Every year Portmore won the intermediate league.
Okay.
We dethrone them.
That's Portmore Community College.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me just put up this. It says, management tell Alman big up from Russ from him 0809 team. Principal of 101.
Blessed up far eye.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd say that so why did you part companies with the university having had such success, and you, like you said, you felt like, man, it is the best, because you did say it is some of the best years.
Well, too much years at one place not good, you know. And I couldn't get a break, you know. So after 99, I just call it a day.
1999.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the team started declining, or the decline started before you left?
No, we didn't decline. After I left, it declined, and then Burgess came in.
Okay. So that's it. I mean,
and I think Burgess took them to I can't remember if they won.
Super
but he
League.
took them to the.
It was during that time that they entered Super League and thing, and Premier League, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's a period at that time, you know, when I mean, you GC Foster. This is when GC Foster had like Patrick Graham and those guys over there, you know.
No, man. Remember, you know, Patrick Graham is my player, you know.
But I'm telling you, when he was over there,
Patrick Graham played on the 1993-94 winning team, you know, under 17 team, you know.
I know, you know, but when Patrick Graham and I think it was Jason, what's his name? Jason, that guy name. But he was in the national team and played for Portmore, that UTEC team that had like Belly Webb and Jeremy Holland. Because I was during
Top and all of those ones. They never beat you.
Really?
They can't beat you. You know, you're the quality players that I tell you we are.
All right. I know that some UTEC and some GC Foster men are going to contradict some of these things.
No. Listen, can I see in as Kasha? Listen, the team at all times in the competition.
Okay.
GC Foster.
Karum is saying that they came after, their success came after.
Most. Oh man. They couldn't defeat us.
But did you ever coach outside? Have you ever coached outside of Jamaica?
Only when I coach the all university teams. That is the combination of St. Augustine, Keyville, and Jamaica. We went to Cuba. A team went to Cuba. That's the only time.
Okay,
that's the only team I would say is outside of Jamaica. That team had players who play for the Trinidad nationally, like Marlon Morris and those players.
Okay. Coach Karumi, don't tell me that I'm not listening, sir. I'm asking a question. So come on now. Don't tell me I'm not listening. If you do me that, I'll put up your comment and respond. Don't tell me I'm not listening. You don't have my ears. You can't tell me I'm not listening. All right? Yeah.
That is coach. You go and tell me that too.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. So you said that the only time you coach outside of Jamaica is when you you coach the all university team,
All Caribbean
all
University.
Caribbean team, and then you played against a team out there in Cuba.
No, you had team from Central America. It was a tournament.
Okay. Okay. All right. In terms of your coaching, right? Who are some of the like the hardest players you have had to deal with in terms of coaching? Maybe because of what they call the mercurial talent. I mean, or maybe it is because of the influence of their parent or their notoriety as players, how big they are. Who was the
Big?
hardest? Yeah.
No players are big, man. I am the coach. I am in charge. I don't have problem with players. I set my standards, and if you don't match it, you get left. Is I'm the one who is writing the 18 or the 11.
So all right, let me ask you this way: did players have problem with you?
A lot of players say they have problem with me. Probably my style, because some of them want dribble and nipple buckles.
Okay.
I'm not in for that. You stay home and try to find your mom or dad. They are the one who's supposed to be doing that.
Okay, okay. So let me ask it this way: in terms of how you have dealt with players in all the schools that you have coached, in all the systems from the just all the way up, right? Have you ever felt like, man, given all that I know now, in my earlier years in the 80s or 70s, if I had handled this player, I could have gotten more out of him. But I probably mismanaged him because I couldn't deal with his personality, or he wasn't displaying the kind of discipline. But given what I know now, I probably could have,
Probably, but I can't remember which player. Probably.
okay. I just
Probably.
wondered if anyone came to mind.
There were some players but because at that time, listen, when you coach, these are youths.
Yeah.
You have to be on a level playing field. Once you step out, you're gonna have problems. And a lot of players, now that they turn big men, we sit and we talk. Some of them agree with my style. No, not then. And we are friends. I don't have anything against any players. Everybody make mistakes. So if it was a mistake, I would say, okay, sorry, I'm not afraid of
Okay.
saying or apologizing to a player.
Yeah, and I know that, because one thing I know is that, right, because the truth is that, like, sometimes when a coach talk to you in your young days, it can affect how you play. They mean it for good, but you being a youngster, depending on where you come from, see, like, yo, look at man at this, me man, and him, do the coach is doing it for good. When they get older, you probably look back and say you're glad that the coach did it. But at the same time, maybe if the coach had handled you better in those days, he could have also gotten much out of you as well. Because I've learned that, I have spoken to players that have dealt with that. Boy, looking back now, I said, maybe understanding people's personality, I could have, probably, given all that I've learned, no, there was a next way to do it. That if I were doing it now, I wouldn't use that approach, but I'd probably get the same results.
Okay, listen, there are different eras. How you deal with the youth in the 80s, you have to take a different approach in the
Yeah.
90s.
Good point.
Now, in the millennium world, it's totally different.
Yeah.
You understand? You'll have to change your approach and how you deal with things. So
Yeah.
you have to have them in separate segments.
Yeah.
These youths now, they don't like to train. They think they can achieve the easy route. The easy route. And
So if
now there are so much politics in the football. I always tell them, listen, ensure that your mother and father get a partner job after 5 years in school. So there's life after 19. No matter how many trophies you win, that can't give you a job.
Well, explain to us what you mean by there is too much politics in the football.
The people who lead, the people who lead need their people that they can instruct them what to do.
Okay.
You get me?
Okay. Understand what you mean. Yeah. All right. Principles of football is asking about a midfielder named T, who I think would
Little T.
up with him at Excelsior.
Yeah, little team. Great pass out the ball.
He's saying that I should ask you about him because he's saying that, he won the Manning Cup with you at Excelsior?
Yeah, man, 2 years. Yeah, man.
Okay. And he
But
says that.
little T had a problem, which is the second year when I sit and have a strong talk with him. I found out what happened. He had a hard problem.
Wow.
And Dr. Fraser, may he rest in peace, he was the one who found it out and did a little correction.
Yeah. Okay. How important, the late Dr. Fraser, how important was he to your success as a coach in terms of helping with, probably the medical side or care of the players?
He's the greatest doctor in the world. Trust me. He spent hours. He loves football so much that he won't sleep at night. Trust me. And when it comes to the nutrition, he was the best. He was the one who invented the coconut water with the cane juice at halftime. And everybody is running away with it now.
Coconut water with cane juice?
Yeah.
All right. Did he ever explain to you what is the significance of using coconut water and cane juice?
Yes, electrolytes and reach your bloodstream quicker than anything else. And it gives you energy.
Okay, so he introduced that. Can you give us an example of something like probably we had a player who was probably scheduled to miss a game, but he probably applied some sort of treatment or medication that kind of got that player ready to...
No, listen, I'm not a doctor, but he did a lot of treatment. One thing I can tell you, he always said to me, ensure that all my players is 120/80 before a game. And every game.
120/80?
Yeah, the pressure.
Yeah.
Every game, the nurse at our school always ensure that is done.
You're making some very important point, because what I'd love to ask is, how important are those other factors in terms of how you have prepared your teams over the years? Looking at the nutrition of your players, the medical care of your players, and just, I know the last video you were talking about how important it was to kind of find out what was happening with their families and being involved in their lives outside of sport. How important it is all of those components in preparing.
When Dr. Fraser told us that the nutrition is very important. And a lot of the players, well, after training, if you train and tell them go home, a lot of them when they reach home, there's no dinner, especially inner city boys. So as a coach, if you are not there for them, going to the house, see how they eat, the whole lifestyle and a whole, you won't get the best out of them.
Yeah.
You won't get the best out of them. And that was, everybody want to, the KFC and the ice cream. The ice cream is after a game. Dr. Fraser taught us that. Right? You eat banana and you have nothing greasy before a match so that it can digest. Ensure that you eat 3 to 4 hours before a game. All of those things.
Yeah. Yeah. I think principles of football is responding to what I said earlier. He said that half the time in the moment you don't learn the actual lesson being taught. So it is kind was counterproductive, which is what he's basically saying is that sometimes how in the moment, because of all the emotions involved, how a situation maybe approach, the player misses the lesson that is being taught until 20 years they look back. But that too could affect them, because I'm very sure that
Which lesson? In the classroom or
no
in
man,
the football?
on the football feel like you're trying to communicate something by instilling a certain level of discipline. But because of all the emotions involved, the player probably upset what is happening with the team, what is happening with the coach. Depending on how that is executed, then what you may find happen is that player misses the lesson until he's 40 years old. But when he looks back and say that was good, but in the moment he probably say, you know what, me not bother with no football coming, or the coach and rate me, and you understand me, and just quit.
Don't rate me. No
No
player
man,
can tell you.
no man, I'm not saying they do it. I'm just saying.
No.
Go ahead.
You see the 18 players or 16 players and in the squad
Yes.
can tell you if there's one coach who's not partialism. I put you on now, we sit and talk, and I put you on now, and you're going to feel like you forget. And I'm not going to wait until the team lose. I'm going to take you out.
So let me ask you this. So you put me on for 1 minute, and you say, management, listen, when you go out there, I want you to turn, when you control the ball, I want you to control it outside, not inside, because you're going to put us under pressure. Take it outside so you can play to option wide. All right, so I go on the field and I get a ball, and we turn it inside, and I'm on take it and kick a shot off of the goal, hit the bar. What do? You substitute me, or you give me an extra?
Immediately. Because if after 1 minute, you don't remember what I said to you, what's going to happen after 10 minutes?
So hold on, you don't think you will take me off after a minute? That could seriously affect my confidence going forward as a player.
So you don't think that failing to carry out the instruction of the team, not of the coach, of the team, is critical?
It is critical. It is
Okay.
critical. No, man, I'm not saying.
When you lose, the coach is no good. When you win, the players are great. I will live with that one.
All right. So here's what I'm saying. I am saying, all I'm saying is that there's probably two schools of thought, right? I go out there. Of course, I don't go out there trying to make mistakes. But if I make
but you were given an instruction. When you get it, don't go inside. And you choose to go inside. You lose the ball, and it could result in a goal. So you're indisciplined. You're failing to carry out instructions. You can't be a part of the team.
So anyone who can't carry out instructions
of the team.
And you said that you have substituted players in a minute, put them on and take them off back?
Many times. And they becomes better player.
And no players ever like really
No player would like that. No player would like you take him off after a minute. But he will learn from that. You don't think so?
No, man, I'm not saying. Remember what I'm saying, is that I agree with you that there are lessons that you must be disciplined. And those lessons are learned, right? Right? And so I totally agree with that lessons need to be taught. But also in teaching the lesson, is it possible that how the lesson is being taught, the person gets like, gets so devastated? Imagine like my father, for example. Let me give you an example, right? Imagine my father is overseas. I just using as an example. And he comes to my first, I said, Daddy, I'm playing a Manning Cup game. He comes to the game and, warm up and thing, and everybody excited. But my father come and put me on, right? You put on somebody, that person makes a mistake, you substitute him and put me on. Right? Me go there, and then you substitute the substitute after a minute. Yeah. Right? You don't think like, no, boy, how that would make me feel? Me probably, yeah.
No, is that how you feel, As I tell you before, it's all about the team. It's not about the coach and you. It's all about the team.
Yeah.
First time you used to have 3 changes. Right?
Yeah.
And some of the players will tell you. Kingston Tech was playing, I think was camping at GC first. And we're leading and we make all the changes. And the center half, O'Neal Orr, I think was his name. wanted to dribble out with the ball. And I said, you can't do that. And he continued. Dirk Scammer was the ref. I just took him off and played with 10 because it was 11 against, it was 12 against 10, but 11 against 10.
So you'd rather play with one player less
Yeah.
and have a player on the field who you think is
For the
going to
other
carry
team.
out.
Not play on the team, playing for the other team instead of his
Carrying
team.
out the instruction.
Exactly.
Okay, that's important. Okay, so you're
A
part
lot of people don't like it.
yeah.
But remember, when the team lose, the coach is no good. When the team wins, players are great. I prefer to live with that one.
Yeah. Okay. Horace, who I'm just saying, Dr. Uncle is the principal of Jonathan Grant right now.
Yes, Shaba. He kick you all day. Brutal. Kick you all day.
Okay.
When those people are playing center half for me, the only thing I worry about if I'm going to kick him in the penalty, give away a penalty. But they're not easy to pass. They give you 110. Shaba and Shaka.
Yeah.
Shaba
How
and Kasha.
yeah, how would you
And I
describe,
seniors. 2GC faster man too,
okay. How would you describe? I mean, outside of the strong imposition of discipline and expecting a strict obedience or you know and conforming to instructions from your team, what are other things that you see are very important to your coaching style or your footballing philosophy? We understand first you have to carry out my instruction, no matter
First,
who you are.
you treat your players like your sons. It's a family.
Yeah.
When they are to be loved, you love them. When it's serious time, it's serious time. You understand? And don't think it's only schoolboy and intercolor have problems. Have it with big men too.
So you do the same thing with big men. You substitute, you put them on, take them off.
Listen, management.
I just want the people here, and I say, I just want
It's
to.
business, Once a whistle blow, it's business,
Okay.
No joke. I don't even smile. You ever see me jump for a goal score? Never.
No, you don't.
I expect that from you. I expect you to score when you get the opportunity.
Yeah.
I expect you to score. No, man. It's business. The enjoyment is at the end of the season when you're a winner. That's the most important thing. I have to do the things that ensure that at the end of the season, you're the champion.
All right. So what you're saying is, number one, you have to treat your players like your sons.
Mm-hmm.
Your players have to carry out instructions, and they must be disciplined.
They have to live like brothers. They have to live like brothers, a family.
And this you establish this in all the teams that you coach.
All the teams. No matter how well you can play. You see, if you are not accepted by the rest of the players, are going to leave you out.
Whoa.
You're going to break the rhythm of the team.
So even if I am the top player. Yeah.
All right. You're the top player. I'm going to remove the other 10 players. Can you win?
No. So as you say, I am the Walter Boyd in the team. You'd rather not play with me if there's no.
Why you choose Walter Boyd?
No, because he's one of my favorite players. I can use an next
He's
name.
my favorite player too.
Let me use Anandelo then.
No. Danilo, I'm a favorite player too.
Yeah,
The whole problem is that they don't spend time from early to put them in the right pathway. Since Alan Cole, Blackaboy is the greatest player.
Okay.
And all who I'm calling now, Blackaboy is magic. Blacker Boy is magic. But players like those, you have to understand them, you know. They are always around. They are always around. You have to know how to control them. Oftentimes, you have to sit one on one and give them a little talk and make them understand. So, listen, being harsh with you, they expect better from you. You are like the leader of the team, so you have to lead by example. You
Yeah.
understand? You have to be loyal to your team, you know. You have to be loyal to your team.
Yeah. So you want a sense of family bonding with your players.
Yes,
Chemistry.
yes. And you must accept when you're wrong, you know.
Yes.
Because after each game, players on the bench have to analyze what took place, you know. If you're on the bench and at the end of the game next day, you don't want to say the negative things that your friend or your teammate did. I'm going to eliminate you too, because you're not an asset to the team.
All right. I remember speaking to Coach Buckner, Steve Buckner recently, and he says that one of his coaching style is that if your player, if say for example, your number 10 is your star player, he's saying that he's going to get a player to man mark you. Everywhere you go, him stick to you like that's his coaching style. And he says, listen, once we do that now, I have cut it down to 10 versus 10.
Yeah,
Right? I mean that's his coaching style. He says, and if it's
I did that at times too.
okay,
Yeah,
what do you,
I use Carl Sewell to mark Dias, Belly Dias, and I tell him if him go to the toilet and in the paper, don't leave him. Don't make him look into your face. Don't let him turn. 'Cause once him turn, he's in problem. I did it with Blacker Boy too when he was playing for Galaxy. If you make Blacker turn, you know, you have no chance, you know. You know that.
okay? So who you asked to man mark him?
Um,
Could that person man mark him?
yes, man.
Who was it? Who was it? Tell me.
I think it was Mark Morrison from Hazard.
Okay, so this is Hazard versus Galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Listen
right.
me. Listen me. Every day I feel it to my heart that Blacker never reach further in football. Honestly. You
Yeah.
understand? And the people who manage Blacker didn't manage him well. You know? They didn't get into his head. Yes, Blacker is like a Romario. You should have somebody special to deal with him.
Yeah.
You really have a good look at Walter Boyd in top flight.
Yeah, man. Listen, I always tell people, listen, a lot of people don't. Let me tell you this. I always one of my philosophy, and I know a lot of people don't believe that if a lot of our Jamaican players, I'm not saying all of them, but I can call names. If they were say born in a different place,
They would be world beater.
there you go.
You
The
can
only
just
thing that
use
separates,
you can use Bailey. You can use Bailey as an example. If
yeah.
he was in Jamaica, you near bell ring from him.
Listen, I'm gonna give you some names that I know. Like I think like I said, Walter Boyd.
Mm.
If Walter Boyd
Onandelo.
and Nandelo, all right,
Yeah.
I can go back even a Hector Wright.
Yeah.
Go back. I can call names
T
and
got Davis.
he got Davis. I think if they were given the opportunities, like some of the players in the Syria or in La Liga, if they were given those opportunities with their talent, they could have matriculated to some of the greatest in the world.
Yeah, man.
I believe
Patty
so.
Brown.
The-
Anthony Corbett.
many.
There's so many players.
You know, and I know a lot of people don't believe that and think like they call them ordinary and all of that, but certain people do better because of where they are and access to certain things. And I
Yeah.
always tell people that if at 15 years old, Walter Boyd, I mean, there are so many, I mean, there are so many names. I don't, because that's why I don't want to call names. Because I'm going to give you an example. There's a player in Jamaica who played Ryan Nelson, very lethal goal scorer,
Bumpy.
bumpy.
Yeah.
Only Chippy McDonald. I mean,
True.
like a lot of these guys, if they, I can't, like I say, I can call names. I remember when Teddy Roy Jones
Yeah,
Tikaro.
he played on the first under 17 with us.
There you go. He was on that team. A lot
Yeah.
of these guys, this guy called Socrates Christie, I can just pick players.
Baita.
I can pick players from different eras that if they were given some of these opportunities that others have, they could have been. I can't categorically say they would have, but they could have. And that is what I think about Walter Boyd. My desire for him is that I'd love to see him involved in football, because I think though he may not be able to play, he's so gifted that he could be helping some players. I'd love to see probably at Excelsior working with the dribblers, or
Yeah,
just
when I was there, you know, I asked him to come across and speak to the boys, and even when I like a couple sessions, none, Blacker, the people are using the pass on him, and I think that is unfair. You know, he has a lot to offer.
yeah.
He has a lot to offer.
All right, so very good. I know the last time we were on, and I know that you have invited some of your friends to listen, but who are some of the players that, I mean, they're just, every time you talk about coaching from the schoolboy level always up, these players always come back because you just saw magic in them. Like, man, I always see magic in this one. Who are some of those players?
Lenny Hyde, then Hutchinson.
These are the ones that you coached?
Not really coach, but start the job with.
General. Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about the ones that you actually had the privilege of working with in terms of coaching.
Okay. People like Warren Simpson, Merrick Morrison, Paul Aquat, Howard Alstead. You have the Merrick Morrisons and who again? St. Patrick Cole. And after that, you have Wayne Palmer. My captain, Roger Lawrence, Mark Miller, Andrew Hart, and you know, His Excellency Maurice Cyrus, Carl Sowell, Binger, Steve Garwood, Garfield Dyke, Jason Taylor, Sheldon Lawrence, Shemayan. They were great players. And in the 90s, you have people like Bunze, Chippy McDonald, Kevin Leamy, Clifton Clark. I don't want to leave out nobody. You know. There's so much players, and in the new millennium, we have people like Ricardo Zemeniz.
Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah, man. Very good Excelsior player. I think the guy.
Howell.
Okay, yes.
Little T. Howell is now a coach and doing fairly well.
Yeah.
So you can see he learns a lot. You have Ricardo Scott. Ishrak. A lot of good players down the road.
Yeah, man.
Some
Somebody
good
big
players.
up Coach Halliman, beggar man on spot.
Oh, you mean the goalkeeper coach?
Right, William.
Goalkeeper coach.
But he was a goalkeeper as well.
Eh?
He was a goalkeeper.
Yeah, and goalkeeper coach.
Okay.
Yeah, man, from Mountain View.
Yeah.
Can't forget those people.
Yeah.
Anywhere I move to, they move behind me.
Yeah. All right. So when you look at, you know, the Costa Cup and the Manning Cup right now, I mean, is it improving in your estimation?
No, man, it's schools football playing. The Manning Cup and the Costa Cup is schools football. Trust me.
Yeah.
Not one of these players could make a good Manning Cup team or the Costa Cup team.
When compared to what era?
In the past, even up to the 90s. You remember the Charlie Smith team?
Yes, with the Chingsu and those guys.
Okay.
But that's probably a one-off. Probably a one team right there.
So you have the Donu 98 team too, with Ramsey and Bumpy them. And you have the 99 team from Tivoli.
Yeah.
You remember those teams?
Well,
And
that
try
is
to remember the Excelsior team. 2003, 2004.
and you had
And the
some very good
Bridgeport team
Russies
too.
team. You have some good Russies teams. In that
Russia's
time.
team of the 80s could have played Premier League and beat up all the teams. And the KC team too. One time Russies have about 9 players on the national squad, or 16, Or 88, 87, 88. You remember that group of players, Chris Gibbs, Shorty Malcolm,
Right.
Samuels, Michael Graham,
I think Philip
Aaron
Wang
Lawrence.
was Philip Wang on that team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Philip Wang was before.
Okay, Mark Hagler Wilson was on it though.
Yeah, Agla, play
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
Shorty Malcolm.
So, but all right. So, are the coaches
And
know?
close of those players from Russies, when Diggy and Jackie and I were coaching the under 23, most of the Russies players, I think it's only people like Ian Fogo and a couple more could find a little spot. Anthony Tomlinson Brothers from Herbert Morrison.
Right.
Yeah. Just a couple players could find a way in. It was all Russies and KC.
KC?
Rambo, you don't remember Rambo from KC, Captain 86.
No, I don't remember that name. What's his character?
I don't
I don't
remember
remember his
Rambo.
name. Anybody remember that Rambo from KC 86 team? You can shout out and tell us. Uriel Sayers, you're saying that a big up the great man, Lebert Halliman.
Yes, enough respect, Mr. Sayers.
Yeah. So you're saying that in your estimation,
Football is poor.
yeah.
You know, I can't.
You're watching Manning Cup. You're watching Manning Cup and the Da Costa Cup this season.
Yeah, man, I watch it, Auntie.
What are
I'm
you
a
saying?
bit baffled. You understand? More coaches.
they call him
more coaches.
David.
You have more coaches qualified now at Celtic and all of that.
David name was David. I see Richard.
David
Green.
McCray, yeah.
David
Rambo.
McCray. Rambo, right.
You have more coaches now and qualified coaches, and the football is not better.
Okay.
Your take on it. I have to ask you.
All right.
As a coach, I don't want to describe, but I'm asking you.
All right. Let me tell you what I think the surfaces. I have a problem with some of the football, to be honest. I think the football needs to be better. I feel like the players, I don't know, they seem to be more fragile. They seem like little kids in comparison to my days of playing football. I feel like there were big men playing in my time. All right. But what I will say is this though, in terms of the ball being on the ground and being passed around, in terms of those the technical skills of the player, I see a lot more of that. And maybe it's because of the good surfaces. Because I think like even for this season, the surfaces that they have played on has facilitated better play.
Yeah.
What I agree with though is that in the past we have had better talent because there were probably less schools. So a lot of the secondary school players would end up into the proper high school system. So you had less teams. So it was way more competitive. Now it is so widespread that every school now is in the competition. So you don't have a great.
You have a breakdown on the quality.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you still can't single out no top player on a team. Let's put it this way. In the past, you had one ball, right? For 22 people or 30 people in training. You agree?
Yes.
But now the technique of several balls. Now, you have several balls a team, and the technique don't improve. You don't have no good dribbler. You don't have no... You said the surface is better. They don't kick better. Reflect.
Yeah, all right. Let me give you but that's what I'm saying, you know. It depends. All right, let me give you an example. I have seen players in the league, to be fair, who are very good quality in this season. All right. So I'm going to give you an example of. I mean, I just call in one player. I'm not saying that he's the best player in the league. There's a stats player called Omar Leng. I think he has the most goals in the Manning Cup. He's a very good quality player.
Okay.
For me to say that he cannot dribble, he cannot shoot, I would not say that because he's a very good player. While I will
Not good
agree,
dribbler.
he's good. He can dribble. He's good technically. He's, he's not a great because he doesn't need to dribble. So I would not use that alone to define whether he's a good player or not because he may not need to. There's a number 12 at Manning's called Rodney, who is a better dribbler. He's one of the better dribblers, I think, or better wingers in the competition. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, the talent is so widely spread out that, like, on the Charlie Smith team, that you had like 8 good players in that Charlie Smith team. The Norman Manley teams that used to win used to have like 7 good players. The Russies
Alberta Free and Company. Yeah.
right, the Russies team, the Stats team. When you look at the KC team, the Jays, what you're finding now is that the other school, the Holy Trinity, the Tarrant High School, the Papine High School, the Godfrey Stewart, the Petersfield, the Spot Valley, all the schools are keeping their players now and entering the league.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, you're talking about technique, which is dribbling, heading, and all.
Yes.
You see any good header in schoolboy football?
From a defensive perspective?
No. Goal scoring.
Goal scoring, heading?
Yeah.
All right. Again, I can tell you.
You have to think.
No, man, I'm not thinking.
And I can go back 30 years. I would have probably tell you. I can remember from schoolboy, I didn't never have nobody. But when you square it, I go editing at the goal. Like a bullet. Don't?
I agree with you. With you.
And he move up to the army, and him the same way, he move up to the national level. You don't see that continuity, and you can't identify no player.
What I'm saying about that is one of this. I agree with you, Coach Halliman, that you may not have somebody who can head the ball like Tolo, but there are players in this league that I've seen taking some brilliant free kicks that they're as good as anyone else.
Yeah.
All right. In the league that I have seen, right? But here somebody is saying what there's a guy called Christopher Pearson at KC.
Yeah.
So there are talented players in the league. All I'm saying is that in the past, when Clarendon College and Veer used to come to Kingston and recruit and have and all of that, it is happening less now. So what
man. Recruiting still going on. You remember that JC recruit 12 school captains or 11 school captains. Recruiting still going on. Good football play.
Yeah, man. All right.
Recruiting won't stop, you know.
No, man. It's not going
to
stop.
This going on from the 60s, you know.
All right. Let me ask you.
Agree with me?
Yeah, man. I am agreeing with you. But do you agree with me that because there is more schools, you're going to see less talent in more schools?
I totally agree.
That's the point I'm making. So what that means is that you will have a tier of teams that recruit a whole lot more, so they're going to have the better teams. In the past, though, what would happen is that there was a time I learned these things, that there were only 12 teams in the Manning Cup.
Yes, of course. You used to get a ticket to go to match.
There you go. So if there are 12 teams in the Manning Cup, and you can get players from everywhere in Kingston, every other school in Kingston, the teams are going to be super good.
Yeah, but you must remember when there was 12 teams, the population was not 1 million. You have 3 million people now. And more schools.
That's true. But watch this now. If for example, if KC, if the only 2 teams in close proximity to downtown Kingston, probably 3, participating because Kingston secondary wasn't in it. The clan.
Yeah, but Kingston secondary play is playing Manning Cup
in the
now.
70s. No, man, I'm talking about in the 70s and in the 80s.
Yes.
What I'm saying that during those times, the Vauxhall, all of those schools, all of their players would end up in
KC.
There you go.
Kingston Tech and those schools.
There you go. So what you'd find is that even if the population is small, those teams are able to build better programs because they'll be able to recruit from a
From
wider
the
range
junior
of
secondary
from the
schools.
junior secondary school. Those junior secondary schools have turned into proper high schools now. So what that means is that, yeah, you can still get a ball from that school,
No, not
but
one. Several are there,
you
no.
can get several.
Several are there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
All
you
right.
need to do some coaching. Everybody want already done material. You can coach there, man.
All right. So let me ask you a next question, right?
Mhm.
Do you believe that coaching has gotten better? No, it's better now than back in the days. The quality of coaching.
Boy, that's a stiff question, you know.
That's what I'm asking you.
That's a stiff question because the level of football, what I used to see, like say in up to up to 90s, early 90s, I'm not seeing that now. I have more coaches now qualified. So I'm asking myself, what is going wrong?
What about the people who say to you, but Mr. Halliman, you're saying that, but right now we have more players going overseas from the same school system than back in those days.
No, but the
What do
whole
you say to
world open up now. The whole world open up.
All right. Let me take a few comments and then we're going to get back to this line of questioning. This is Everton Mattis saying, blessings, Aliman. A
Magic.
PZ Mattis this.
Magic.
I
Great
remember when I
cricketer.
used to play
Great
midfield for
footballer.
a Major League team. You switch me to outside left and see how much fun I would have, and it worked.
Mattis, my brother. PZ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then I
man.
see Devon Porter said, management, the coaches do spend time with the players to correct their mistakes. They allow them to play through the bad habits. I think that was in relation to an earlier question. And then Robert had asked about Christopher Pearson from KC.
Need to be more aggressive. Good player, need to be more aggressive.
Yeah, Michael Tuller is saying that the players were more committed to train very hard and long to master our skills. So we execute. I think he's talking about what used to happen back in time.
Yeah,
man. And then Omar McIntosh, they look like big men because you're a child. Now you find excuses about surfaces make the present team look better. Their footage from some of the best teams in the 80s, and it was, I'm not sure. You have to clarify. They looked like big men because you were a child. Now you're finding excuses that surfaces make the present teams look better. Their footage from some of the best teams in the 80s and it was, I'm not sure I understand that, Omar. I am telling, I'm not talking about no footage from me. I'm telling when I played and I was a part of my school team, the players that were on my team were big men with beard. You can't tell me that I wasn't watching TV. I was not a child. Right? When I was in high school, I have Ainsworth Carr and Loxley Reed. Those were not small players. You can't tell me that they were small players. And Fogo and Socrates, Christie's and Copped and Ricketts, they were not small players. You can't tell me that they were small players, my brother. Don't tell me that they were small. Mr. Halliman, you saw them. Was Loxley Reed a small player, sir?
Actually, you were a big man. He was a goalkeeper, man.
Ainsworth Carr a small player. So I don't know.
No, man, he was strong like a mule.
I was playing football against them, Omar McIntosh. So I don't know.
Man.
I don't know if I'm misunderstanding you.
Ainsworth Carr from
Yeah,
Rossies.
I'm not sure I'm understanding.
He's a handful for a centre.
Yeah, that's sure. How many players have you seen with better technique and vision than Pearson of KC?
The JC captain is excellent. The JC captain is excellent. What do you name Duncan?
The JC, yeah,
Probably the best player in the league.
Yeah, and the KC, Pearson is good.
Pearson is good.
Tariq Jimenez is good.
But he needs to be more aggressive.
All right, so here's what I'm saying to you, though. That's the point I was making. I think Omar and I seem to be going down the same road, if I'm understanding what he's saying. Because here's my point. My point is that I believe coaching education is getting better, which means that We have more better coaches now.
No, I won't say you have better coaches. The coaches have more information now than the coaches in the past.
All right. All right. What we can say is that they're more informed now. Whether they're able to get that information to the player to execute it is the next issue. Because
you have a lot of coaching courses now, but it is too short.
Right. All right. So the thing is that I think we need to leave eras in eras. I will say the 90s were very good, produced a lot of good footballers. And if they had some of the opportunities today, they would have excelled. But it's going to be hard to say technically and tactically when the talent has been so widespread now that the players, it's going to be a very tough debate, and it's going to be hard to measure. And I think it's something that we probably should leave, because when you have players like a Tariq McGee, how is it, he came out of the high school system. He's a very, very good player. I didn't hear that.
Does he work on the field?
But that don't. Does he work on the field? Yes, he works on the field.
Man.
what?
You know that man, you going to take some time to be what a Liverpool or a Man City or a Chelsea is. They're going to take some time.
All right.
You look at Mane and even Salah, the defensive work.
Oh, no, but you ask it. No, you never ask. You never ask. Maggie works on the field.
The order of the day is speed. Everything have to be speed.
All right.
If you are playing the pressing game, you can't slow.
All right. So Tariq McGee, because remember work. Oh no, because all right. So
I can say this to you. I'm gonna say this to you. I have a couple players. No disrespect to them. You have Dada, who played for GSC and Jamaica. If in his early days they had forced him to work, he would be a top class player. Maggie, the same thing. From school, the coach don't pressure them to work hard.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. Tell me, based on Maggie's technical ability, his control and his passing of the ball, is he not comparable to some of the players in that aspect of his game with players from the 90s? And
listen, the game play for 90 minutes, not 15 or 20 minutes. And he's going to look good for 20 minutes. And after that, he's nowhere to be found. And this is what I'm saying to you. The nutrition programs have to be high. The coach have to pressure him to work. And he will be a much better player.
No man. We do agree that he needs to improve.
Yeah, but at 24, 23, 24, not much. People want you at 16, 17 now, you know.
All right.
When you play in the CONCACAF under 20, it's all professionals playing. Jamaica is the only team who have amateurs.
Why is it? Listen, basically what we are saying is that I trying to, like, the players now are not technical.
What I'm saying to you is that from a tender age, you have to ensure that attitude is built in.
Yeah, man, but I agree with that, you know. We agree that the players...
Don't wait until you're 18, 19. It's not going to change so easy.
Yeah, man. The players...
Unless you move out of Jamaica.
No, man. The players need to have the right attitude. We will agree that a lot of things need to change. And this is not just a today thing. I can go back to players who were very, very good. We just... If you said it earlier, if Walter Boyd had the right people around him, he would have gone further. We can go back and look at people and say, well, if they just had, you understand me? If they just had the right people around them coming through the system.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why every player, when they leave Jamaica and they come back, they are miles ahead of where they was?
But I think, all right. No, no, man. Remember, I am agreeing with you that not just the players know, not just the players know, but the players in the past need to, there are other aspects of the game that coaching need to help them to develop from an early age. We agree on that. Here's what I am having a concern about. That what we are saying is that, because remember, I'm not asking about his work ethic in terms of his tackling, working out. That is important.
That's the
It should
coach work.
no, man.
That's what the coach supposed to develop.
But here the question: it's supposed to be fixed, but the fact that that is unfixed does not take away from the technical ability to control and pass the ball. So the question I am asking is this: is McGee technical ability, controlling and passing the ball on par with the players from the past? That's the question I'm asking.
No.
It's not. Okay.
No.
Okay. So you're saying that the players in the past had better technical and tactical skills?
Surely.
All right. So
I'm saying this to you. You know that Jamaica players tactically is some of the worst in the Caribbean.
Since when? Since recently?
Yes, from the 90s up.
So from 1990 up to this point, we are the worst in the Caribbean tactically and technically.
Yeah.
Our youth players. Okay.
And I can attest to it because even I remember I tell you I coach at the Intercal. When I see take a player like Dr. Winston Eyes. When he came here, I think he's from St. Kitts. He was heads and shoulders over our players, coming from St. Kitts. I could use him central midfield, I could use him at centre half, anywhere I want him. And he understands the game well.
Yeah.
And then these players don't willing to work, they're not willing to train. Tolo just tell you a while ago, they don't spend enough time. They don't want to work.
Yep. All right.
Having all those touch and all those technical skills, and you can't play for 90 minutes, don't worth anything, So this is why I say the coaches, when they get them at 14, 15, have to spend some time and add the pressure to bring out the best in them.
Yeah, man. All right. You know. All right. So there are different components of football. I am not getting into. I don't want the conversation to be the players are not supposed to be working hard. The players are not. That is not the conversation. What I am saying is that if we are having more coaches in our system now, and what we are saying is that our players now cannot control the ball and pass the ball like the players in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s, then there is a problem, right? I'm not talking about the discipline. Those things are important because I want to break down the conversation. And the first part of the conversation is this. The first part of the conversation. The players, what you are saying is that the players today cannot control I'm talking about controlling and passing the ball. Let's take one component of the game by itself. So the Pearsons and the Duncan McKenzie and the Tyreek Yemenis and these guys who have come out of our system, Lamar Walker, they cannot control and pass the ball like the players in the 90s. That I cannot agree with.
Well, that is your take.
And here's
I'm saying to you no. Right? Why we go for so many English players
No, all right,
to play?
that's a different conversation, you know.
No, not a different conversation.
All right, go ahead.
If our players were technically and tactically of certain standard, the game would be better, right?
Yeah, but I can go back. Jamaica's never qualified. If it is that, then we should have always have gone for English players then, because we have never. What we
No,
can't.
no, no. Hold on.
Yeah.
The first time that we had a team together, living, eating, sleeping, and playing, we reach a World Cup. Local players, you agree? With one or two or three English players, you agree?
Yes,
When last have we done that?
but that's no man. I don't
No,
want.
actually, when last?
We,
Because
we have
what
never
happened,
done
you
that.
know?
We have never done that again, Mr. Halliman. But what I'm saying though is that
No,
what.
but I'm telling you, there's a serious problem.
But we're agreeing that there's a problem. What I'm saying though is that, are you saying to me that players in Jamaica cannot control football? That's what I'm saying. That's a
Yeah,
question.
but it is more than that. It
But
is
that's
more
a,
than that. It
so
is
let
more
us.
than that.
Yeah.
Controlling a ball and controlling a ball under pressure is two different things.
All right. So let's get one component of the game at a time, because what we're
Yeah.
trying to do. So let's get it, because the first thing we have to establish, because remember, the comparison is being made that players from the past
Mm,
and the quality of football from the past is better, and the players are better now. I stated that it's hard to compare eras, so leave it alone. We want to go down the line, right? So I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to say you are right. The players from the past.
No, I'm not gonna give it to me. What I'm saying to you, management,
Mhm.
is that controlling a ball without pressure is different from controlling a ball under pressure. And I'm saying to you, probably the first 20 minutes in a game, Maggie will look good. But the game play for 90 minutes. So what is gonna happen? So what I'm really saying to you, the physical aspect and the tactical aspect of our game, of Maggie game, need to up.
No, man, we agree with that. The football needs to improve. But I will say to you, in the 90s, the football needed to be improved as well.
Yes, and it improved and took us to the World Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, because what really happened that those players that Simoes came and found had what Maggie had. What he did was having them playing together, giving them the exposure, living like a family with good work ethics and attitude. And it paid off since 98 as we gone that route.
No, all right. So that's I don't want to go, because here's the thing. What happened in 98,
Yeah.
we cannot replicate the whole thing.
No, but it's a start. So you develop on what you must develop on what happened during the 90s. You agree with me? Those players played about 60 or 70 games before the World Cup.
All right. No, all
touring
right.
all over the globe.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is that we can replicate parts of that process. But what happened in the leading up to the 1998, it will be very difficult, because we are in a situation now. Just listen to me. We are in a situation now where, one, most of our better players don't play locally. All right. Two, the windows to play friendly international games are more restricted based on FIFA stipulation and club releasing players. So all I'm saying is that some of the things that Simoes would have done in leading up to the 1998 World Cup, they were very good and they worked, but they cannot work in this present context because of one. You can't just say Leon Bailey, come, we have a friendly. Shamar Nicholson, we have a friendly. Mikel Antonio, we have a friendly. However, there are aspects of the program which I agree with Patrick Reed that we need to look at. Simoes simultaneously was working with under 20, under 23, all of those things. So those aspects we can work on.
You don't think we can work on that? What Panama is doing?
Yeah, man, but that's what. All right.
So that is what we need to do with our local players.
Yeah, but I am agreeing. All right. What you are saying? Listen, what you are saying. We need to what we did in 1998. We have not done it again. Let me ask you: Can we do what we did in 1998 today?
Yes.
How? Explain that to me. How are you going to get the players, the national senior players, to play 70 at games before the World Cup?
You don't have to have that. You have local players.
Oh, but that is the point.
And you have to develop your local talents.
No, man, we're not.
But you have to develop your look. Listen, every time Jamaica is going to play a match, you bring them in for 4 or 5 days, 2 weeks before the game. That can't work.
No. All right.
That can't work. You have to have them coming in. Either you have them for the week and you send them on Friday.
Let me ask you
clubs.
How? Let me ask you this. I'm going to give you. Just work with me. Andre Blake.
I'm working with you.
Andre Blake. Shamar Nicholson. Leon Bailey. Damian Lowe. Mikel Antonio. 5 players.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, how realistic is it for Jamaica to get them to be in Jamaica 2 weeks before a game?
They don't have to come. No, you're going to come to we don't have a system. We don't have a philosophy. And that is the problem. You're supposed to just identify a player and slot him in the team. Because I know everybody understands football.
Okay.
Everybody understands football. But the main point I want to get to you again.
Yeah.
This 2 weeks training camp can't work. You have to have your local base players. Monday to Thursday. Send them back to them clubs.
Mr. Halliman,
yeah.
Nobody is disagreeing that there needs to be players in Jamaica who are, because we kind of shifting the conversation. I want you to just listen what I'm asking you. All right? Because what you guys are saying, and we keep going back to the 1998 campaign, or just follow me.
Yeah, man, I'm following you.
Just follow me. All right. We all agree. I agree that what happened in 1998 is an example of how to have success in qualifying for a World Cup. We agree on that. The philosophy of Rene Simo is in terms of not just coaching and system, but the entire structure that led us to the campaign is very important. Part of that was the assembling of players who were generally local together, living together over an extended period of time, working with an under 23 and an under 20 team, and those things, playing several games, those things help. At this present time, in this campaign, many of these things cannot happen in the same context. What I mean is that while you can develop local players, how the football is, the best Jamaican players right now will most times not be the ones playing in your local leagues. Because the moment they reach to a certain level, they move overseas. All right? Those players are connected to clubs. They will not have the same leverage to come and play as many games and be in as many camps outside of a FIFA window. So, we will not be able to do it the way that Simoes do it. I don't understand how, like Karumi, who says a coach, saying that I'm slow. What is slow about that? Brethren,
Listen to me now.
Yeah, come on.
Listen to me, Mr. Mannings. I
Mm.
am saying to you, there are good players in Jamaica. All you need to do is to get them together. Under 20, under 23, and senior teams. From Monday to Thursday, 4 times a week. You release them Thursday evening, they go to the club and they play on Sunday. And if you are doing that every single week, the nutrition will be better, surface will be better, and the coaching will be better because at a national level. And trust me, if that is done, we can have a good team. And when you look outside, you bring in 4 or 5 players. When you have your system or your style of player, well, you know what call it, your philosophy, whatever you want to call it. Everybody will be on the same page. So when they come, it will be no problem.
All right. So Mr. Alleman,
And
I
I'm
agree.
saying to you,
No. All right.
look at track and field. Everybody used to run to foreign. We have the coaches here, the track here, the train here, and they are world beaters. We can do the same for the football.
All right. So let me say it to you again. I believe that Jamaica needs to have, and I've pushed this. Or under 12, under 15, under 17. They need to be probably up to under 20. Need to be consistently and constantly in training. I also believe that when in the present market of football, once our players hit 17 and 18 and they are good, they will not be in Jamaica. I will say this. In fact, if you find them at 25 in Jamaica, its chances are they are not good enough. Chances are. Not all of them, but maybe some bad decisions. But the better players know, I'm not talking about in the 90s, in this present climate, the better players know with Jamaican scouts and agents working across the world. When they spot a 17-year-old, let me give you some of them. Kaim Paris, Norman Campbell, Ronaldo Biggs, Peter McGregor, Tyreek McGee, Lamar Walker, Nikhil Daly, Javane Brown, all of these guys, and many, many more that we could call. Once they are a certain quality, these players are going to go away, play at a higher level. Therefore, when a national coach is going to call players, he's going to look to those players more so than the ones that are playing locally. No, he should be working with local players from the grassroots coming up through the system to build them. But when a team is going to be selected, he will also have to bear in mind that some of the better Jamaican players are playing in the leagues overseas, and he will not be able to get them for friendlies. Yes, he's going to use these guys playing here. Rene Simoes was able to capitalize on that because at that time, the better Jamaican players were playing here or they were in the United States. For example, Andy Williams was asked to give up college to represent Jamaica. Some of the other players had to give up their contracts. And so we need to put these. Remember that some of the players who came from America to play, in the American leagues, the Walter boys, these guys actually gave up their contracts. That was the only way that they could have. Andy Williams said he had to give up his college education or else he would not have been in the Jamaica team. I am saying that given those factors, it is very difficult now to expect that the national team is going to be in camp because some of the better players will always be overseas. But we need to develop local footballers because the two things are not separate. They are inclusive.
You know, that is why we're out of the World Cup. Because we don't believe in our players here. And how many of those players that played in the USL and in America play on the national team?
What do you mean we don't believe in our players? But the players I call are all players. What I'm saying to you
English
is that,
born.
no, man, I didn't call any English born players.
No, but I am saying to you, look at Jamaica team now when they play with the home ground. Utapa used to have days and weeks before they gone abroad. When they come back, look how they play and look how they fight for the country.
No, all right.
Trust me. Trust me.
All
There's
right.
a lot of players abroad. They don't call Nico Brett.
Let me say it again. No, all
They
right.
don't call Nico Brett. And him is a leading goal scorer.
All right.
So they are showing about the politics. Listen, just get our local base players 4 days a week
All right.
with the right nutrition, the right coach, the right surface, with the right exposure, and we'll have a good team.
All right. So let me tell you, let me come back to this thing. Let me say it again. Let me call the names. Tyreek McGee, Peter McGregor, Ronaldo Biggs, Shamar Nicholson, Kaim Paris, Norman Campbell, Martin Davis, Lamar Walker, Nephew Daly, Deshaun Brown. All right. I may be forgetting some names. All of these, hold on, all of these players, they were good enough to move overseas. Here's what I am saying to you. Right now, how football is, and you said it earlier, the markets have been opened. So right now, going forward, every year, the best Jamaican players will not be playing in your local league for a long time. And here's why. Once they get good, like a Dwayne Busy Atkinson, who I think is a very good player, I talk about them. Tariq Yemenez, the Gary Mills, the Devontae Campbell, calling some young, the Trayvon Reed, all of these youngsters coming through playing in the JPL, Christo Day, Jaylee, Akwasa Chang, many more. I can't call all the names, so don't blame me for forgetting any name.
Yeah.
These players, by the next Premier League season, they're probably going to go somewhere in Europe playing.
Yeah, but listen, and this is what I'm saying to you. From under 12, under 14, they know this is how the country play. This is their style of play. They know the functions. So when they leave at 18 and 17, when they come back, they know what to do. That's all I'm saying to you, you know.
But Mr. Halliman, so what I said that to you, I said,
But we want to start at the top. We want pure ready done things. Start at under 12, under 14, under 17, under 16, under 20. They understand. This is how Jamaica play. When you play left back on the left side, these are your functions. This is what is expected. When him go abroad, he might change a bit, but when him come back, he know what to do.
All right. So because now we're getting somewhere. Your position is that at under 12, because I said it earlier, I know. I don't know if you weren't here. At under 12, under 15, under 17, I went as far as up to under 20. The players must be learning a system so that even when they go overseas and they come back, they know how to play within the system.
That's
all
exactly what I'm saying.
All right.
What I'm saying to you, in addition to that, you must have a local team in training.
All right. So fine.
You are giving those players exposure and they can end up abroad too. And when you bring them back, they understand what to do.
Obvious. Listen, so here's what. So I want you to follow me now, right? So we're going to have some local players. All right. Also remember again that to play these local games, they cannot, when it comes to your FIFA window, to play a friendly game, on most occasions, you have to use your best players. Now, some of these local players, like you see Dennis Taylor, who is playing locally, will be in it. Right? You'll always have that. I think they're called Jamai Topi. So you'll have local players in it. But the majority of your team will be, watch this, your Jamaicans who are playing all over the world because you're playing at a higher level. Not all of them are good enough, but you'll find that they were so good playing locally in Jamaica that scouts move them overseas. All I'm saying to you is that we cannot, and I'm going back to what we were discussing.
They improve when they go overseas.
No, no. You said it
Now I'm
earlier.
asking you
You said that. You said to me earlier, man
that
is out.
they're going to
They're going to get
improve.
better. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
physically, tactically,
Exactly.
they're going to improve.
Shamar Nicholson has gotten better. Tariq is
Exactly.
improving. So those players who left here, the players that they left here now, remember they left a group of players here who are their same
Yeah.
age, and they are going and improving. So when you're going to call a national team, you're going to look to those players overseas.
Yeah, and I'm saying to you, when they come, if they were in the system from 12 or 14, they would understand what is needed of them when they come back.
Yeah.
When they come back, they're like a foreigner because every day we change how we play. You agree with me?
Every day we change our play. Yeah.
You know see that? Every time you see Jamaica, they play different.
Yeah.
Am I telling a lie?
Yeah. Well, I said that the team play different because we're using different personnels.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, if we were speaking one language from age 12, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, man, and we agree. I mean, the discussion online is that, but all right, because here's what we agree. We agree on that from under 12, our national federation needs to one be able to find the best talents at the under 12 level and bringing them from under 12, training them. Now, say you start out with, just an example, because people go off on tangent. As an example, you start out with 200 players under 12. By the time you get to under 15, you're probably going to take out some of those, bring in some others, and you cut it down to 150. You get to under 17, you probably get 75 players. You get to under 20, you have 50 players left. Because you're bringing in, you're taking out, and the top quality 50 are there at the under 20 level. All right? So you have these players, and you're always working and developing them. All right? And I believe in that. So like when Manning Cup is over, we said this last night. Find some of the best players in the Manning Cup and then have some what you call, like exactly what you just, an academy system for the national program where they can come in and be coached. Right? Some of them will break through into your national team over time. Some will go away and play international football. Right? All of that we agree on. All right? But when it comes on to the local football, so for people to say we don't respect, or I don't know who they're talking, because I am known as a person who advocates for local football. People cuss me because I always defending local football. But I am a realist. Right now, the best Jamaican footballers don't stay in Jamaica anymore. Back in the 90s, and all the players, most of the players who have interviewed said this. They never had the opportunity to go away. So they were all here.
Listen
So
me.
they were
Listen
all
Mr.
here.
Mannings, man.
Yeah.
We don't shout at talent.
No, man. We agree on that.
Yeah, and I'm saying to you, if 10% leave, there's 90% here. Let's work with that 90%. Get the resources where we need to have them training on a weekly basis. And you would find to see how they develop.
Yeah. No, listen. I'll tell people again. All right, let me ask you. Because you said it. We're not short of talent.
We're not short of talent.
Okay. All right. We agree.
We're short of guidance.
There you go. There you go.
That's so short.
We're short of guidance. All right. We agree as well. You agree, and you said that the football back in the days is way better than the football now. All right. So we are saying that the talent is still available, but the coaching is possibly not helping to nurture the talent. All right. Let's leave it at that. So with that being said, we need to fix the coaching, which is, like you said, get into the under 12, let them come in and all of that.
No,
What,
you're starting in the middle.
let's go from 8, from whatever.
No. You need to fix the top, and then everything will come in place. Get the right people at the top who understand football and what football needs.
Let's work with it. Let's work with your logic, because this is so we want to go long. So
when you get the CEO, it's the direction of the company.
Okay. So what we need to do? So football. You see the discussion, because what happens sometimes with these discussions is that they tend to go, and I like to keep discussions like on a particular plane. All right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, if you have the right leader, everything will be in place.
All right. So the problem with Jamaica's football, why we have qualified for one World Cup, is the Jamaica Football Federation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that's going from the 60s.
All right. So if
they used to just call up a team 2 weeks before the game. They know the game is months before they know when the game is, and then wait till 2 weeks before.
So let me ask you, in Jamaica,
some people don't have passport, some people don't have this, some don't have that, and you have confusion.
Okay, from in the 60s. All right, fine. So let me ask, given, because we can make changes, but there are certain things that you can't change long term. There are certain things you have to change short term.
You have to change the politics of football.
Yeah, man. But
the show fans.
Yeah, man. So some things though you have to change over time. Some things you can step in and change.
Yeah, but it's taking too long. It's from the 60s,
All right.
6 decades more.
All right. So why haven't, from the 60s, why haven't the right people? Why the right people have never been in football?
Because of the politics.
So from the 60s, from the 1960s, we have been so political that nobody else in the entire Jamaica could be in football except the wrong people.
Because of the show fans are telling you. You know they vote? People vote to get a trip,
So this is what is a bit from. Let me go back again.
The right people are never in the job.
But weren't you in the job? Weren't you a part of the federation?
Then that's why I find out the problem.
So what did you do when you find out the problem?
Take away myself.
Oh, so how did you solve the problem by taking away yourself?
No, I can't. Listen, at the top is where the problem is.
All right, but
just check the issues where all national teams have. We're about female and male. Check all the issues. Wrong ticket, wrong that, wrong perspective, this, that. Players have to travel all over the world for reach. Come on. Them things are not supposed to happen. Players are war with the president. That's not supposed to take place. That's a closed door thing. Behind the doors. That's supposed to iron out.
All right. But what I'm saying to you, all right, you said this. Here's what you said. We need to emulate, replicate what Simoes had. You were part of that regime and you walked away.
Yes, because of the politics.
Okay.
They really walk away. They don't want me to be a part of it because I go and talk my mind. Enough things go on with people not talking now. Enough people afraid to talk.
Yeah.
Enough things. They want you sign to certain things that if anything happens, you can't walk me out. That's not going to work with me. Okay. Me not compromise the truth.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that for the football to fix in Jamaica, we have to find the right people.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I think? The people who is spending the money, private sector, should appoint somebody to run the football.
But let me ask you. But all right. So we need
a job.
Oh, all right. So
and you interview people for the post then.
So what about the people who say to you that But some of these same people in some of these sectors have corrupted the very country. So what difference would they make in football?
Because we have weak leaders, that's why them corrupt the country.
All right. So if they corrupt the country, why do you believe that they are going to come and
No, but then
correct
you stand up to them and show them what you want.
But if
They're going to move you, and when they move you, you talk why they move you.
so follow me now, because we're working at solutions. So follow.
Yeah, man,
You're
solutions.
saying that the private sector, the people are spending the money.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're saying. People are spending the money in the football, need to put in someone. I am saying to you, there are persons who are in the same private sector bodies who there is a perception amongst Jamaican that they are the root cause of the most corrupt practices in our nation. Why would you believe that these same people would come in football and make it better?
Okay. If they appoint somebody with credibility, I'm sure if they are interfering, that person is going to step aside and probably speak in mind.
Okay. I know that there's probably a section of Jamaica.
Remember, I know you must. You see, in the JFF, when you get the job, they give you certain documentation to sign that, like if certain things happen, you can't talk.
Okay.
It happened in Parliament too. The senators have to sign. Hey, I'm a big man. Nobody can tell me to do that. So them ego, why them sign and say, okay, I'm a this and that. No, won't work. We need people with credibility to lead and people who is knowledgeable of the job that they're going to do.
Okay. All right.
Take it from him, Mr. Mannings.
Okay.
And the country gone to, you know.
All I'm saying to you.
The country gone. Look like corruption is a part of our culture.
All right. All right. So let's come back to it, because it is very important that we seek to find solutions. And you have been a very influential person. Remember, we're talking about the problem in the system that needs to be fixed. All right. So the footballing stakeholders, according to you, so all parish presidents, because how the football works. So basically, all the parish presidents, there's a corruption within it because of how they vote. So there are 13 parish presidents that needs to be removed. The board of director, which is the 20 persons, need to be removed. And then we need to find a way of removing some of the present club owners, because the club owners are the ones who vote to get the parish presidents into office.
Mm-hmm.
The club owners are corrupt because they are corruptly voting in corrupt parish presidents who end up, based on reasoning, who end up voting for corrupt presidency and corrupt board.
But probably they never know that the man would change, you know. A lot of times they do things, and when the man go and see how the system works, is either right or so probably even the club man voting for that man, don't expect that man would go and do something like that.
But it's from the 1960s. Again, you know, I'm going by your definition.
Yeah. But everybody knows that.
So from the 1960s, based on perception, we are, what we have seen is corruption.
Yeah.
There's a perceived corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And part of the corruption is that persons who operate clubs end up voting for parish presidents, who end up voting for the presidency of the football. And so from the grassroots to the treetop, it is corruption. So everything in football, the solution then is to get rid of everybody, including all the clubs, and start back from scratch.
You have to start from scratch. You have to put the right people in place.
All right. So let me ask you.
And I'm saying to you, until you find the right person to lead who can move out those people, you're not gonna change.
All right.
Once you have the show of fans, you're gonna have a problem.
Give me your solution. Like when you look at Jamaica, the landscape of Jamaica, who are persons out there that you think are competent to help in bringing the football where it needs to be?
Private sectors, you start off because them have the money, you need the resources.
So you believe the private sector is putting enough money into football now? Just asking.
No,
So why would I believe
that's why
that?
JFF said they don't have the money.
No man. All right. So no man. Wait. So here's what I'm asking you. You're saying that the private sector should get involved, but what I'm
Yeah.
asking is the private sector doing enough for football now?
Listen, you have to have the right president to go to the private sector with a plan to convince them.
All right. So the private sector need to be convinced. So you believe that the private sector needs to run football in Jamaica?
Not really run, but to inject the resources where the football need.
All right. Okay. All right. So let me go back to my question. When you look at the landscape of Jamaica, given what is a perceived notion, because we want to make sure we don't know that this is so, but this is a perceived notion about the whole corruption issue within the football. Who do you see within the private sector that would offer the kind of leadership that would put football?
No. The private sector is not the JFF, You must find somebody who is capable of running the JFF, and that person must possess the ability to convince the private sector to put all the resources they need. You have to go with a plan, and you have to go and convince them.
Do you know any capable Jamaican?
You have several.
Give me some. Just call some name that come to mind.
You know, this Chris Williams come and take over the Premier League.
Yes.
Okay.
That's one.
You have A.B. Stuart Stevenson.
Okay.
You have Denzel Wilkes. Him running the SDF. Him spending a lot of money for the government. And he's there quite some time.
Okay.
You are just too often.
So there are three persons. You believe if these three persons were to get involved, Stuart Stevenson,
you can bring back even Tony James, even though he was a past president. I think he can do something for the football too. His influence internationally.
Okay. But then you know that how life is, right? Life is like this, right? That you have those names, but I am sure that there's a next person who's going to come on and do an interview who would say that those people should not be involved.
Yeah, everybody have their view, but
there you go.
I those people I know, them don't want $1 from the football.
Okay.
And knowing Ambassador Stuart Stevenson, I don't think him going to put him on in the cookie jar.
Okay. You see, I don't have. It's because I have no proof of anyone putting them hand anywhere at all.
I don't have any proof, but it is alleged. I don't have any proof, but it is alleged.
I would not suggest.
And I'm saying to you that
I know that
X amount of money.
Associate myself.
X amount of money. I never said that. It is alleged.
Okay.
You understand? And funds are sent to the federation, and nobody know where it goes.
But the issue I'm having with this is that you're saying that these things have been happening from the 1960s.
Yes. No. Well, our federation, since the 90s, have been getting a lot of money from FIFA.
No, man. I know, but what I'm saying though is that you're saying that the issues that are in the federation,
the politics issue is going on from the 60s. You give this man the team for coach and bring all of the players from him club.
Yes.
You understand what I say? You know that you have a match 5 months before you know you have a match X time, and you wait till 1 week or 2 weeks before you're trying to put a team together.
Yeah. But you know, when
There's
I think
no youth program. The better coaches are not at the youth level.
you know what I will also say to you though, because I know
Mm.
it's a lot. We have covered a whole lot. Is one of the things I needed to make sure I clarify is that my cousin who is born in England is
Mm.
is fully Jamaican as I am.
Mm. Born in Jamaica.
No. He's born in
No, he's
England.
not a fully Jamaican.
I mean, he's not a full Jamaican.
No, man. He have a Jamaican passport. He have a British
Of course,
passport.
no. He has a Jamaican passport.
He have a British too.
Yeah, but he has a Jamaican.
You
So what
can't
about
serve two masters. It's either you're Jamaican or you're British.
so what about the Jamaicans who have American citizenship?
I don't have one.
No, no, I never say you. But what about the Jamaicans who apply for, they keep their Jamaican passport, but they have American citizenship? Are they Jamaican?
It's a system, you know.
No, I'm
The
asking you,
system, our system set up.
are
And
they,
everybody figure say gold and diamonds are in America.
eh?
Everybody believes.
No, follow, because the point I'm making is this, right? Because a person is born outside of Jamaica, it does not necessarily constitute them being any less Jamaican than a person born in Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
No, mister. No, mister.
Yeah, man.
You know, we love our respect. We can't agree.
No. Two different culture.
No, but the
And
different.
the habits where am I going to develop being in England is a different thing from Jamaica. Yeah, you have Jamaican heritage, yes. That is me, you know. I can't be wrong, you know.
Yeah. So you're saying that I am not fully Jamaican?
You're born here?
Yeah, but me have elsewhere. Like, eh?
Trust me. Listen.
So you're saying like, for example, let me give you a good one. I can use one of my friend as an example, all right? They're from a national player. But his son is born in the United States. I'm not going to call his name. His son is born in the United States. Is he a Jamaican? He has a Jamaican passport.
Which one am I first? No, which one am I first?
No, what I'm
He's
saying.
American first and Jamaican second. I am a Jamaican first.
All right. Even if you use that though, it don't like it don't mean, because here's what I'm saying to you. You know, one of the things I want to say is that a lot of people, you know, who live in Jamaica, you know, they are not what I'm saying, they are not as patriotic as people who live outside of Jamaica.
Yeah, true.
So I'm saying that what I don't want to happen is for us to believe that because a man is born in England, he's any less Jamaican. He's not any less Jamaican.
Yeah, man, he's less. He's part Jamaican. He's part British and part Jamaican. He don't understand the culture, the lifestyle, and everything. He have to come here for a while to learn it. Honestly. Hold on. You watch Damian Lowe play for Jamaica?
Yes.
Don't him play like him life is at stake?
And I've watched Anthony Grant play, and he plays the same way, like his life is at stake.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, he's one out of many.
I can give you more.
No. You can't.
Murray up here.
To some extent.
Michael Hector.
No, that was. But they talk about Paul.
No, I can't. I can go back to those now. I can go back.
Remember, they paid their fare to come and represent Jamaica.
No, All right.
That's a big difference.
No, it's not a big
No,
difference.
that's a big difference. They
No,
pay the fare.
no. If
Come
you are
and
supposed,
try.
if you are
That's why
supposed
they
to,
pay. So you will never find any more British players like those.
all right, coach. What I'm saying that if right, if both of us supposed to come to Jamaica, and you decide say you're gonna take up your money and do it, and me say me I wait on the federation, it don't make you more committed than me.
Yeah, man.
No,
Yes, man.
no.
Yes, man.
But you don't
They
know
never
why.
know that they were
Maybe I,
gonna get a game. Hold on, hold on.
maybe I can't afford it.
Them never know that they
Maybe
could.
it's
They
afford
would
a
go.
bit.
No, them they was poor. Them never even have any club. They paid their way. Feature if they paid their way to come and try us. Them was not sure picking up. You see much problem you have with the sure picks? Make we out of the World Cup. The sure picks make we out of the World Cup. It hurt me. This is the first time I see we have such a good bunch of people, but they are not committed.
Coach Alman, you know that it's hard. I always tell people it's hard to measure people's commitment, because
Then
listen,
I'm a coach, I sit on the field, I play.
yeah, but I just gave it. All right, I'll give you. I can go again.
Some of them is hold on. Some of them it make it look like it's the JFF begging them to play.
I don't know, but can I tell you what I have seen? I understand what you have seen. So I've seen, right? I've seen a guy named Liam Moore who plays with commitment, who turns up every time that he's called and he gives his best. I've seen that of Mariappa. I can tell you what I have seen. I've seen that of Anthony Grant. I've seen that of Mikel Antonio in the games that he has played. I have seen that. These are the ones that have consistently played. And I haven't seen any less commitment from them than I've seen of some of the local players. And so I can't measure it like that, because I speak into this because I have sons who I don't want people to tell them that they are less Jamaican than them because them have citizenship elsewhere. Because they are just as Jamaican. They love some American stuff, but they are.
The US recognize dual citizenship.
Huh?
The US
Yeah, well, when you
recognize.
get in it, you have to renounce your you have to pledge allegiance to. Yeah. But people do that. Remember, some of the times when people do that, it's not necessarily like they do it because of opportunity. Because here's the thing. Remember now, what happens is this. Let me give it this way. What happens is I have a degree. I can't get a job in Jamaica. Door open for me in the States where I can provide for my family here, right? And I decide that I want to settle there. It doesn't take away from my Jamaicanness, but at the same time, I also have a responsibility to seek what is best for my family. I see someone here, Jam American View TV, saying that I use my Jamaican passport to exit the USA, but use my US passport to re-enter, which is I don't know if it is dual citizenship that is. I think you have to denounce yeah.
You denounce your country of birth.
I don't know if
Anyway, now, Mr. Management, every man to them own order. You understand? If a man want to do it that way, it's his way. I'm not gonna say he's wrong or he's right.
Yeah.
You understand? But the system stay away. System stay away.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. But
understand?
I think we have to embrace the best players.
Opportunity.
Well, no. I think the best players must always play. I agree that if there's a player playing in Division 1 in Jamaica, in high school in Jamaica, in Super League, Major League, or the Premier League, and he's the best that we have, he should play. I also believe that if there's a Jamaican playing in Belarus and he's the best player and he's Caucasian and his mother and father or grandparents are Jamaican and he wants to play, he must be given the same.
Yeah, I don't say I must give him a chance, but I'm still actually, is he committed?
Well, if he says he wants to play, because remember, if he says
Even
if
some
we
want
have,
to play that don't say him is committed. A lot of these players that we are bringing in now is that they can't make the English team. So this is why they revert to Jamaica. True or false? Sterling don't come.
no,
Sterling's never come.
no. Remember the Sterling story?
No, I don't know. Tell me now.
Yeah, man, Sterling was like they say, uh, again. It was reported that he was told that him basically fast and foolish when he
Who
was
said that?
a
The
coach.
Jamaican coach?
Yes,
And they make a mistake. I won't crucify him, but he make a mistake.
there you go. There you go.
So you see what coaching can do.
There you go. Ben Godfrey.
So you see what coaching can do.
Ben Godfrey is the next player who was turned down the opportunity to play at 15 as well when he reached out. So you have players, who reached out and they were turned down, and then they are reapproached now.
Anthony Grant was turned down too.
I don't know if it was
Anthony Grant was turned down too. You see, this is why I tell you, too much politics. Too much politics.
Yeah.
But such is life.
Yeah.
I enjoy your program.
yeah. We're gonna talk more, man.
And I will always come.
yeah, man.
Anytime you request, I will always ready to come.
It's good. Your support a Karu Yui. I go like you want challenge me about me slow, You know where we go on with, but man, you're slow.
Every man, no. One day you must meet him,
No, man.
Because I only ever talk for
No, man, he's my friend. Me and him talk. We have call and talk. So we'll call him afterwards and beat him.
We are bridging the same way.
Yeah, man. No, man, he's my friend, man. You know, when I go
We all have our differences, but
yeah, man. When I go to the stadium, I always try to, shout him and see where I'm there and all of them things. He's my brethren, man.
yeah,
But
man.
you know how it is. We believe that the best Jamaicans, and wherever you are a Jamaican. You understand me?
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I feel it for Tapa.
Yeah.
I
mean, difficult decision, but I mean, he has to take some, but always tell people in life you have to look before you look out the window, look in the mirror. He has to also look in himself and say, could I have done things differently?
Yeah,
because
but
he makes some mistakes.
Yeah, but they should have helped him long ago. And you know what I blame him for? I speak publicly. You see, when him at that camp before the Gold Cup, you should just call a squad and Udo come tell them next time.
Yeah.
Because all of them run coming last minute, I expect him to work miracles. And it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but you said something earlier. You said if you're in the position and they're telling you what to do, you're going to stand up and be honest or you walk away.
Yeah, it's not everybody that strong,
So then
I don't think type of personality is that.
So that is why
it's few Alleman you have,
If it
doesn't
is,
never have any, probably is only one.
If it is he was operating under that premise, then he has to take responsibility because in everything you have a choice. He had a choice and he chose to stay. He chose to work with those things. So it's just a consequences. It's a result-based thing.
Them throw him under the bus. Him own a Jamaican, them throwing him under the bus instead of them supporting. You understand? They are the plans.
But I think he has to look into himself, take some responsibility, assess his whole life, and move on. You understand me? But big up Coach Halliman. A lot of comments coming in. Happy New Year, Coach Halliman, to you and your family from Garfield Daily.
Yes.
Ryan LFC says, Sir Halliman, one love to you and your family.
Thanks.
Diego Ogilvy says Tapa deserve to go, should be gone from the Gold Cup.
Well, that I tell you,
they
had the right thing before the Gold Cup and they wait until the last minute.
Yeah, and somebody else said Tapa dug his own hole. You understand me? So he has to take some responsibility for what happened. I mean, Yeah, I didn't want somebody saying that. Listen, that Alvas, the only Caribbean player nominated for a CONCACAF award, this year, just sharing that with us. But Patrick Reed says, "Big up, coach." Patrick, big up, former Constant Spring.
Big up, Jappy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the building. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
But,
Yeah.
but trust me, White Earth full again. We have to go wait another 4 years.
It's not over yet, man.
Eh?
Yeah.
The fat lady starts sing long time.
Yeah. But like I said, I think Tapper made some decisions that could
You,
have been
you,
different.
you heard the news that a couple of players not going to be around for the next Canadian match?
For the next Canadian
Yeah.
no, next Mexico we have.
Oh, Canada is not. If you're not vaccinated, you can't enter.
The Canadians are saying that if you're not vaccinated, you can't enter
Yeah,
Canada.
so you can't afford to drop a point, You know that.
Yeah.
And
And then
you
some of the
must
players are not vaccinated. That's what you mean.
never allow people to do your job. Do your job yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And um, Michael Garden says, "Happy New Year, coach." From a not real Jamaican. Oh, sorry, that's Claudia, and she's saying that because she's a Meadowbrook student teacher there who is overseas now, and she live overseas, have her citizenship overseas.
Yeah, she have to look her bread and butter.
So she's really saying to you, she's being sarcastic, saying that, listen, I am just as Jamaican as you are.
Tell
Yeah,
her when she comes to Jamaica and going up back, she must
yeah.
use her Jamaican passport.
But coach, we're not going to go there. That don't make it. The passport. Listen, remember having our this. You know that there are many Jamaicans who don't have a Jamaican passport.
They born here?
They're born here and they don't have a passport.
Yeah, but
They
them
don't
don't
have a
live
birth
here.
certificate.
Them don't live here.
So are they Jamaicans?
Yeah, man, call them live here same way.
So what
Them
that
not
means?
live here.
The point I'm making is the passport is nothing.
Okay.
The passport is nothing.
Okay.
You understand me? Because there are people without the passport, and they're,
I love my brother. I
they're,
love your show.
yeah, man, yeah,
I
man.
love all
Listen,
the supporting people of your program.
yeah, man. Always good
But we
having
have
you.
to we have to support each other.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, and we will talk, man. We have a lot more discussion. Please tell your lovely Wi-Fi and the rest of the family. For me, all of the doctors and the nurses and the lawyers that you have over there. You know,
Yes.
in the
Blessings.
family. Yeah, man. Blessings to
And
you, and
all the
thank
best for
you
the
again,
new
Coach
year.
Man. Yeah,
Keep
man. All the best.
strong. Think
Yeah, man.
positive.
Yeah, man.
We are all Jamaican.
Thank you very much. That sounds a whole lot better.
We are here, abroad. Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. That's better. All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. People, that was Coach Lebert Halliman, stalwart in the Jamaican schoolboy coaching um uh, system. Did excellent job as a coach. Listen, the truth is, um you know yeah, the truth is sometimes we don't always agree, and that is okay. Our disagreements don't have to lead to disrespect, right? And that's it. That's the joy of respect, that we don't agree, but I show you respect still. He doesn't agree with me on some things, I don't agree with him on some things, and that's fine. We can have a conversation. Listen, I want to let you know, like, we are all Jamaicans, and, and no one is more Jamaican than any other one in my in my opinion. All right, Ryan, please let me know what link you want. Right, no one of us is more Jamaican than any one of us. Right. Um. Yes. So we are all Jamaican, but that's Coach Aleman's view. We respect him for his time and for what he shares. his thoughts on local football and the players that he has worked with over the years. I want to thank every one of you for tuning in, for joining in. I just want you to know that starting in January, our call-in segment will be up and running. We have figured it out, and we will be setting that up, and we will be having someone in studio with us who will be able to answer when you call, and then we will get you on the air. So starting with our interviews at the beginning of the year, we'll have a call-in section so we can talk. I want to say a big thank you to every one of you. The coach is gone. I'm going to have him um I'm going to have him come back on, and then we can ask him some of these questions from Sanchez and Ogilvy. I will definitely. I know you'd enjoy doing that, so I will do that for you. I'm going to arrange for him to come on and announce it, and then we can discuss that. But thank you so much for tuning in. Please, um, oh no, wonderful, Mr. Ogilvy. Now you're ready to go, my friend. Shizzle. All right, I love that. Yeah, man. So big thank you to all of you for tuning in, for joining us, for being a part of the show. Check this out. We're probably going to have a David Ogilvy later on this evening on our show to discuss this matter. And we're going to have a very interesting discussion this evening, right? If you're available, I want you to join the stream. What we're going to be talking about in our stream this evening is the whole idea of the African Cup of Nations and how it is being treated by the clubs in Europe. The clubs in Europe in comparison to the Euros, where players, you'd have heard what Ian Wright said and Patrick Vieira and many other coaches, black coaches are coming out speaking about the questions that the players are being asked. Are you going to honor the fixture of representing your country? So we're going to have that discussion later this evening. We want you to be a part of that. We want to have a call-in, talk about it, and let's see, maybe we'll have Mr. David Ogilvy, former Calabar student, on. So let's do that. But thank you again. Thanks to our sponsors, Trick Nick, for sponsoring this video. They're a Jamaican-owned and operated company in Canada that uses authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. And they're offering 25% discount on all their products. All you have to do is shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001 to get your 25% discount. Also, they are giving away a recipe book, so when you make your purchase, you'll get that recipe book at no cost to you. Thank you again for joining. Please, before you go, just hit the like button. It's very easy to do. That's how you support the platform. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please ensure that you subscribe. Also, remember to share the content. Thanks to every single one of you for joining, for tuning in. Really appreciate you. Jam American View TV. The coach is gone, but I will certainly get him back on to answer. Yeah, man. This is the CM Diego, man. Yeah, man. It is the CM Diego. Diego. That is the Diego that you hear on the radio. Yeah, man. That is the famous Diego. Yeah, man. So blessings, one and all. Have a wonderful rest of the day until we meet again at around 5:30 this evening to discuss the African Cup of Nations and what is happening in England with some of the players who are supposed to go there and how the competition itself has been treated. Is this a bigger global issue that we really need to look at and find meaningful solutions to? Again, enjoy the rest of your day. Remain blessed as we leave you with a word.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.